All right, as a follow-up for that banded distraction for the hamstring, we're going to do the very similar setup, the same setup, and we're going to work on a PNF. So we essentially want to create load and increase the active range of the hip or the hamstring mobility that we have. All right, so we increase the range of motion, but to do that, we want to provide a little bit of load through the muscle and applying that load at the contact heads or the attachment points of the muscle on both ends. All right. So by doing that, we start to stabilize the next joint location at the hip and the back of the knee, and we provide better traction. So we kind of fight the initial resistance between the nerves and basically telling the muscle to stop allowing that stretch to happen. So we want to increase that by pulling through it at the end range. Okay. So same setup as we just did, right? We want to have that high up on the femoral head. We're going to have that extension. We got that leg crossed over and the foot turned in. All right. This other knee is a little soft, so you feel like you're stable in the hips right here and not twisted. All right. What we want to do is organize the rib cage turned kind of in the same direction as that leg. And what I want you to focus on doing is we'll drop the toes down a little bit on that front leg. I want you to drive, or I should say, pull back the heel through the friction of the ground. Feel your hamstring start to pull and load, especially at the higher end by the glute hamstring fold. All right. And through that, you got your extension pattern in the back. Pull through, actively work through the flexion as far as you can until you feel like you're losing that lower back extension. All right. Once you kind of hit an in range or you fall off balance, reset, get yourself in, and drag. Feel like you're dragging force through the heel from the ground, and you're pulling more force through that hamstring. As you're pulling, you're exhaling. Got that little hold, tight abs. Inhale through your nose for 2 seconds. And then pull some more. Exhaling. And if you have everything locked in, you have the right breath cycle going, you should be able to increase the active range of motion of the hip tilt and get further into a deeper flexion while still pulling through that. So you may take a couple of rounds of pull, breath, hold, rep, inhale, kick expansion, and then try to reach a little further as you exhale again until you feel like you're not able to get further into hip flexion without compromising that lower back position. All right, so you don't want to lose the lower back posture just to get a superficial stretch in that hamstring. Thanks, guys.